Good afternoon, everybody. Students, I welcome you all, and I also welcome our speaker, Vibhakar Ghosh sir. Vibhakar sir is currently working as assistant professor at the Department of Soft Skills for Center of Professional Enhancement at LPU. He is a management graduate with 5 years of corporate experience and nearly 11 plus years experience in nurturing, promoting, and developing young talent. He also has the experience of training different marketing managers in the real estate firms. While working with corporate, he always work in cultivation of new business strategies to beat the competition. Sir has earned different certifications, and he has also been the member of different institutes like PTU, GCI, and global group of institutions for his contribution in seminar related to soft skills, personality development, and leader skills. Sir has delivered many different workshops, both to the student as well as faculty members. Sir has been invited as resource person in various workshops and seminars for many educational institutions all over India. Even Sir has many different achievements in the organization, like providing different national seminars on creative teaching and different learning strategies. So I welcome Sir. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asim Khanna ji. Thank you very much for giving such a elaborative introduction of mine. And I welcome all of you, all the participants to this particular seminar that we have, workshop that we have on collaborative learning. It's going to be a little interactive session. You know, I don't like one-sided sessions. So you are free to, unmute yourself if you are unable to understand anything or you want to ask any questions. I hope so that the screen is shared well and you are all able able to see the screen. It's about collaborative learning, exploring the power of group discussion. You know, a few days back when I was discussing with my peers over here, so we were thinking that what name should we keep for this particular workshop, and then this wonderful name of collaborative learning, exploring the power of group discussion came into being. And today we are into it. So a very good afternoon once again to all of you. Today we are going to learn certain tactics about group discussion. I want to know first a little question answer, means like everybody knows, I suppose, what group discussion is all about. Means like by the name itself, it tells that what group discussion is all about. Group discussion means there should be a group, there should be a thing for discussion. There should be a topic for discussion, and then the group discussion starts. I suppose that everybody understands that. You can even write to me on chat. You can even unmute yourself and say yes to me the way you want. It's like, but I want it to be from your end so that I can understand that how much you are able to understand. Everybody understands what group discussion is all about. Everybody knows what group discussion is all about. I suppose there is a tech glitch. Please wait for a moment. Okay, yes. So you can write to me on chats even that what do you understand by group discussion? See, group discussion is something that we have to understand very closely. It happens every day. It happens every day, from small to small things to big things. All the decisions are made by groups. As we all know that most of the companies, they work on collaboration today. They don't work singularly. Now you have to understand this particular thing. What do I mean by singularity? Is that one person does not work for the entire company. There are a group of people who work for that particular organization towards that particular goal in order to achieve that particular goal. You need to understand that when a group of people is actually managing the affair, that means obviously group discussions are required. So if I change my slide, so what is group discussion? So a group discussion is basically a group of individuals with similar interests. Similar interests. Why I'm calling, like, say for example, I'm asking a group to speak, and I cannot ask somebody to speak in the group about football and somebody to talk about cricket. Right? I have to put one common topic in front of them on which they can, they can talk about it. They can talk about it. They can give their opinions. They can give their give examples on it. They can comment on it. They can talk about the problems, etc., etc., etc. This is used as a selection procedure. Now, in major companies, I hope so that most of you, many of you would be working even, that you were basically, you have gone through this entire process of group discussion, even in the selection procedure, where the final used to be the HR interview, then group discussion. Before that, group discussion used to happen, which even most of the times I call it as mass elimination round. Even many other companies, they do come and they try to see that yes, this bunch of students are two more and the number of the candidates that they require is less. They pick up group discussions as one of the major selection process. By many firms it has been taken. It is close to meetings that we do in our office. The people who are actually working in organizations, they must be knowing it, that it is very close to meetings. In meetings, we do discussions. We don't fight, we don't debate, we don't argue, because there is a purpose behind it. There is a purpose behind it, because group discussions are done only for purpose. Group discussions are not done without purpose. So now, say for example, if I say, there is going to be a debate on whether mobile phones are good for human beings or not. Now, even if you carry and you are a real fan of, or probably you are a vlogger on mobile phones, if you stand against mobile phones in a debate, you will have to hold your position. You cannot just leave your position saying that no, mobile phones are even good for this thing. So for human beings. So excuse me. So in group discussion, there is a possibility that you can change sides, because most of the debates you would see, you would have seen in your schools, even at households, at other places, you have seen debates happening, arguments happening. They don't end up very easily. They end up without a conclusion. I hope so that most of you would be agreeing on this particular point. They end up without any conclusion, without any consensus been made, because there is no purpose. There is no purpose. It is a communication exercise. That's it. It is a communication exercise. How beautifully you can defend your point, you can advocate your point. That is the thing that is checked basically. But group discussion, on the other hand, is a little different. Is not little, I would say. It's pretty different, means like from debate. There is first of all no argumentation that is happening. There are no arguments that happens in group discussions, and there is a particular purpose that is put in front first, and then the discussion starts. That is one of the major things, major difference that I'm telling you. Students, I would like that you should always keep a pen and paper handy along with you. Any point that you feel that is necessary for you for remembering, you must jot it down and you must keep it with you. Moving further in the presentation, I will be talking about certain things which are going to be very pretty important for you to understand this particular thing, because group discussion is something that is going to be sticking with you all your life. You need to understand how to discuss things rather than how to fight for things. What we see in courts are basically debates. And many a times, because they are debates, the purpose, that is the judgment, takes so much of time. Because it is very hard for a person to reach for a judgment, whether this particular person have done any kind of crime or not. There are proofs, there are X, Y, Z things that are provided. On that basis of that, even many a times it happens that it takes 10 years, 12 of years, decades, 2 decades in order to give a perfect, a correct decision. You need to understand this particular thing. But the group discussions, we reach the consensus most of the time. If we are not reaching the consensus, by chance. I will tell you even different types of topics in which I will be again be picking up this particular point. If we are by chance not able to reach the consensus, the point is, it is not a discussion at all. It is just like, if you are trying to push, if you're trying to push a wall, and after pushing, somebody asks you that how much is the energy that you have utilized in pushing the wall? You will say 100% probably. And what is the work done? You will say 0, because the wall didn't move a single millimeter. So you have to understand this particular concept with group discussion, that unless you reach that particular purpose for which the group discussion is done, this is of no use. This is just wastage of time. You have to understand this, but that's the reason, that is the thing that they check, the companies check in the freshers when the selection is going on. When the selection is going on, you have to keep it in mind. Moving further, group discussion is a very powerful tool. Very powerful tool, to have a proper liaison, to have a proper a connection with your peer groups, with your senior groups, etc., etc., etc. Because many times it happens that your VP calls for a meeting. In that particular meeting, you won't raise your hand again and again and try to give your opinions. You know it very well. You need to use your brain when you go over there. That is not a presence of mind. But yes, if your team leader calls for a meeting again and again, ask for your opinions and ask for your point of view on that particular topic, you are going to raise your hand and you put up your point, comment, or give a very concrete example to support your point. Right. So you need to understand this is a very powerful tool in making yourself actually known to people, because it does not happen singularly. It happens, at least many people sit together and then discuss. It's just like in a meeting, a round table conference. A conference does not happen when the president of the conference is sitting, chairman of the conference is sitting in between, and nobody else is there, and he's conferencing on his own. It never happens like that. There are certain people in the committee who needs to be there, presided over there while the conference is going on. The chairman would request them to give their opinions. They will give their opinions according to their with examples, with proper examples, and with proper support. And along with that particular support, the chairman would try to give an opinion, and the last opinion that will be given will be a judgment by the chairman for that particular roundtable conference. That is how it happens. So at least that particular group was able to reach a consensus, right? It helps to increase participation in the classroom. Not only in the classroom, I would tell, in a company where you're working, if there are no meetings happening and everybody is working individually on a project that probably five of you are involved into, nobody is talking, nobody is actually coming in the morning and giving you a brief that what to do in the morning, right? You will feel as if you are unimportant, right? You'll feel as if that nobody has got any grudge, I would say nobody has got any concerns with you that whether you are doing work good or whether you are not doing good. So it happens in companies. Even the people who are working, they must be knowing that, yes, that's the reason why morning group discussions, morning briefings, morning meetings do happen in companies, because they give you that what you need to do in the entire day, what kind of operations should we work upon, right? That is comfortable. If you have got any questions, please write to me on chat. Let me open the chat. There are 3 questions. Students are requested to mark their, okay. This is regarding the attendance and everything. Please mark your attendance even side by side. It is there in the chat. Please mark your attendance side by side. Right. Now, group discussion in a great way is, to build relationships with people. I've already told you, if you have given a very solid point in front of your VP and you are able to actually, give a solution to a very big problem that for which the discussion was happening. The purpose was a problem for which the discussion was done, and you were able to solve the problem by giving a point. and they agreed. The entire panel agreed to this particular point. This is just gentleman or gentlewoman who has given this particular point. I think so that is going to work, and we are going to be in a win-win situation. If something like that happens, you become the center of attraction automatically. You become an icon. People will come to know that this is a person who have actually broken that Y2K code. You know, that happened during 2000, during the millennium. Many of you won't be knowing even about it, right? So this is a very good tool for it, even to come into a position where people would be able to know you. People would start taking you as a problem solver. You know, most of the times I've seen that we try to practice ourselves on becoming problem identifiers. People who would be working or who would be going to work. Let me give you a very small suggestion. In job, we are kept to be a problem solver. Neither we are kept to be a problem identifier, neither we are kept for anything else. If your problem, there are a set of problems everywhere in whatever work you do. You should be able to come to a conclusion in order to give an answer, strict answer to your senior, that if we do this X thing, if we do Y thing, this is going to happen, and this is how we are going to solve that particular problem. This is why this particular thing is done. And group discussions helps you many a times, because most of the projects that we are working upon today, they are all group projects. Whether you see a flyover being made, you cannot see a single person making a flyover. Whether you see a computer science engineer, whether you see computer science engineers working on an software, there is not a single computer science engineer who is working. Whether you see a bank working, you will see a number of people working over there. Whether you see a class working, you know, number of teachers, they actually discuss among themselves, you know, to find that what should be the perfect syllabus for this particular group of students. Everywhere this discussion happens. You cannot just say that it is only, we should only know it for the purpose of only getting it into a company. Within the company, by the name of meeting, it happens every time, and it has to happen if the company needs to succeed. Moving further, my dear students, let me change the slide. When a group discussion is held, now, one second. Now, group discussions are mostly held in a recruitment process. I'm just giving a gist of it so that you can remember, or you can write it down if you want to. When a recruitment process is going on, mostly when the number of students for recruitment is large, very large, than the number of seats that the company can give, they keep this group discussion, because this gives you two things. This is a communication process, number one. Number two, this helps the person, the evaluator, to actually understand whether this person has got an idea about what he is talking about. That means your presence of mind is also checked in that. Number one is communication process. It is always a communication process. Even debate is a communication process. I've told you, whatever we speak, we try to write, right? These are all communication process, number one. Number two is a recruitment process, because they want to see whether you have got presence of mind or not, whether you can make fast decisions, whether you can, you know, solve a problem within a, you know, click of my finger, whether you know what to say, what not to say. All these things comes under the recruitment process. That's the reason why group discussion is one of the major point of this thing of discussion in the recruitment process. You have to understand this thing very closely. Eliciting opinions or ideas on any subject or plan of action. Now, as I have told you, I want to make a bridge. Right? Good afternoon, everyone. I can see now everybody coming. Not able to mark my attendance because Google form is not opening. Probably it will open till the end of this particular session. Don't worry about it. Asim sir will be taking care of it. You don't worry about it. Sabko mera namaskar. Right? We have already started with the class, and I want you people to be a little more energetic, because this is something I'm a person full of energy, and I like person being full of energy. Right? We are talking about something which is very important. I was in the second point, eliciting opinions, ideas on any subject or plan of action. As I've told you, that discussions only happen on subjects or any plan of actions. So when you are able, is football good or cricket is the topic. Now somebody tells football is good, and I ask by chance, why? So that person should have enough content to defend his particular answer that football is better than cricket. And if he takes up cricket, there is nothing bad in that. Whether football is good or whether cricket is good, it is the only thing is that when you are going to give opinions or ideas, you need to understand, you need to support it with proper example or proper facts and figures, so that the other people cannot say, no, you are telling wrong. Because the moment that they say, you know, you are telling wrong, and if you are sitting in a recruitment position, a process, it's ought to happen that yes, if somebody tells you and slaps you with his words like this in front of others, you will feel really bad. And I would even condemn that, because one thing I would tell you about group discussion is because a group discussion is something where actually etiquette has a big role to play. Debates, hardly we have got etiquette. You know, we can shout at each other, even the opposite party even, but here we have to control ourselves to the maximum extent. Right? People would be giving you certain topics which would be emotionally inflicting even, but without inflicting, with proper actual causes, actual reasons, and actual facts and figures, you need to support your answer. You need to support your opinion or ideas. That is the major thing that you have to remember while you are doing group discussions. It is a decision making and a problem solving point. I've already discussed about this particular point. Let me tell it to you frankly. There are different kind of topics. Once we get into that particular slide of different kinds of topics, then I will explain it to you that why I'm telling it to you, telling you right now about it. In short, let us understand this particular thing. Like I told, that is mobile phone good or bad. If it is a group discussion, then we should be able to reach a consensus. If you are not able to reach a consensus, then things are not going properly in as per the group discussions, as per the rules of group discussion, because group discussion is done for a purpose. So for example, I say I've got a mobile phone and I want to actually advertise this mobile phone, and I'm the VP marketing and sales in the company, and I called all my marketing people in front of me and I told that, okay, fine, I want ideas to come up for marketing this particular mobile phone. Please come up and let's market this particular mobile phone. And people from every corner comes up, raise their hands, and I ask them questions. Yes, put up your point and give me an example that why your plan is going to work out, why your plan is going to work out, why XYZ plan, your plan is going to work out. If I keep on asking like that, there is a purpose regarding it. Don't forget the purpose. Nobody will raise their hand in between that particular meeting and tell me, so cricket is a very good match. Cricket is a very good game. But now let's play chess. Nobody is going to talk about these things. People will talk about rather mobile phones only, that how to actually market these mobile phones. People will talk about certain things, that how companies are marketing mobile phones, and what are the things that, what are the USPs, which is known as unique selling propositions of our mobile phones that can actually help us to market the mobile phone. What is the need of the mobile phone in the market, and how we should cater to the market. Shall we get into solid after sales service like Maruti Suzuki does? I say many people who own Maruti Suzuki, even I to my friends many a times, if you own Maruti Suzuki, is only because of your after sales service, because right, right or wrong? Because they say, because yes, it is the truth. After sales service like Maruti Suzuki, I've never seen any Indian company to give such a after sales service and such near, right? So decision making and problem solving. Any problem that comes, we don't fight. So for example, you wanted to do online course on LPU, you must be discussing with your parents, even with your elders, even over a dining table while eating food. You must be discussing, yes, Papa, I have seen these many colleges in online education, and I've seen these many. I feel like LPU is going to be the best because of the following reasons. I've gone through the website. I've seen XYZ, Shiksha.com, many other websites, other websites which gives very general opinion about it, and they have all told that yes, LPU is one of the best in providing LPU online education. And then your father would have checked the all the information that you have given and nod his head like, yes, okay, you can go ahead and take admission in online education in LPU. So this is what you need to understand. The problem, that was the problem, that where to take the admission, that is solved. And now you know that where you need to take the admission, right? Where you need to submit the fees and start studying now further. So this is something that you have to understand why the discussion is held. Reaching a consensus. Again and again, I'm trying to point out at this particular point. Reaching a consensus. I'm very sorry. I'm not able to check everybody's this thing chat from time to time, right? But I would suggest everyone to listen to me very, very carefully. Please take a pen and paper handy, because many of you must have joined right now. Please take a pen and paper handy. Jot down important points which are there, that is to be kept in mind while you're going for your group discussions, right? While you're going for your group discussions, we will have a question and answer session, right? Towards the end of this particular PPT, we will have a question and answer session. If you have got any question and answer, you can put it in the chat during that time, because if I keep on opening the chat right now and again move it out, again opening, again move it out, what happens is that I won't be able, I might miss important point on group discussion. So that I don't want to do. So reaching a consensus, consensus as a word, if you don't know, means very closely to say either all saying yes or all saying no. This mobile phone is good, yes or no. So that is known as reaching a consensus. If few people say yes and few people say no in a group, understand, that means the entire group is not reaching a consensus. That is known as a consensus. You need to understand this thing. You need to understand it very, very closely. Few people must not be able to see the screen. Please check your internet connection, my dear students. Please check your internet connections, because if screen is not seen, then I would be notified very fast, right? I would be notified very fast that the screen is not visible. But I think so that the screen is visible, and I want everybody to please go through the screen. And rather than screen, please, I hope so that everybody is able to hear me properly. So please hear me very properly and audible. I hope so that I'm audible and visible to all of you. That please understand the concept. If you are able to understand the concept, you are able to deal with it very easily. There is no issue dealing with it. That is what it is. We are doing group discussion right now. Just understand this thing. So the problem is to understand group discussion. We will understand group discussion. We will reach one consensus and the job is done. That is how we are going to do it, right? Moving further to my next slide. Just a moment. Why group discussions are held? I've told you it is one of the major recruitment process. When a large group of candidates are present, group discussions are held in assessing the skills and eliminating candidates and taking the candidates who are selected for further selection procedure. Now, group discussion, in my knowledge, group discussion mostly have never happened as the primary selection procedure point. It has always been in between. Written examination happen, group discussion happens, and then the final interview will happen, either technical or HR. Totally depends upon the company. So it is in the midst, in the middle, right? It never happens towards the end. In the recruitment process, it is used. In office meetings, it is used. In brainstorming, it is used. If I suddenly call somebody's name and ask you, oh, speak about football, you would be like, it's an alien word for me. So it's a communication process. Even I must have forgotten in my PPT. It's a communication process, and it helps us to improve our communication process, to a different level. A different level where we are able to communicate with people very easily without any obstructions, hesitations, or any kind of reluctancy within us. So this is something that we have to understand very closely in group discussions. We are always trying to do these things. Now, brainstorming is important. As we say, common sense is not commonly found these days in people. So this helps you to basically to sense your to activate your brain cells in order to get to the point. So whenever you are giving an opinion on a topic, or you are giving your idea on a topic, you're thinking about it. When you think, it's one of the most toughest thing. Let me tell it to you frankly. It is one of the most toughest thing in the world. It is the fastest thing, but one of the most toughest thing. Why? On what to think. Many times it happens, right? And at your age, many times it used to happen. And what to think means what to do next, whether I should do MBA, whether I should do BCom, whether I should do engineering, whether I should do this, whether I should do that. This mostly comes. This is a very big question, right? Then you start taking opinions. If you're not able to make any judgment further, you start taking opinions. You start asking questions, right? You start going to your referral groups. If there is an engineer in your house, if cousin is engineer or a doctor, you ask that particular person that how engineering works, how doctor works, and you try to get that information. That is also a group discussion, because it happens in front of your parents. So your parents might say you, this is a very costly course, we cannot handle this particular course, this is a course that we can handle. So their point of view is also coming in between. You're also brainstorming from time to time, to say that which one to take, which one not to take. Why? Because very easily you are going to keep up, sir. I'm a mathematics student. I think so that I should take up engineering or something related to that. I love designing. I should take up designing. I love BCom. I love commerce. I love accountancy. I'm number one in accounts, right? I should take something in accountancy. I'm very good in administration. I've done many extracurricular activities in my schools, and I've been number one in extracurricular activities in my school. And I think so that I should become an event manager tomorrow. So I should do some courses on event management. So we are doing brainstorming. We're doing brainstorming. Basically, I call it as churning of information that is happening in that particular thing, in that particular group. And ultimately we are going to reach a consensus, okay, after matching everybody's, reaching everybody's consensus, where everybody is saying yes to it, we are able to reach that particular position, and we're going to say yes, okay, fine, we are going to reach. While buying a mobile phone, we just don't go to a shop and just buy it by looking at the advertisement. We do see the price of the phone, we do see the affordability of the phone. Group discussion happens with thyself even. Means in my brain, means like there are two people, right? Two people do group discussion. I'm saying, I want that mobile phone. My inner self says, mobile phone is not that worth. No. Mobile phone is waterproof. I must get the mobile phone. I'll say, yeah, waterproof mobile phone, it's better that you buy it from your own salary. It would be wonderful if you get it from your own salary, right? You've got other responsibilities. Even you want a communication device, your mobile phone is working perfectly. And then your inner self, outer self tells, no, I think so that mobile phone, if I carry, will make me give me a status symbol, right? Then your inner self says, okay, status symbol, not everything. Status symbol, 2 days you show status symbol, 5 days you don't eat food. That is not the genuine solution to the problem. So with thyself, even we do group discussions, and we reach that consensus whether to buy that mobile phone or not. Wherever there is a group and wherever there is a discussion happening, wherever there is a proper discussion happening, where people are talking, giving points, reaching a consensus, that is a group discussion. That means we have not wasted time in planning. We have utilized time in order to reach that particular consensus. As a part of problem solving and decision making, I've already told it to you. There's just a description of it. Group discussion is different from debates in many opinions. I told you, you are a mobile vlogger, but in school probably you are asked by your teacher that hello, Mr. XYZ, tomorrow you're going to speak about against mobile. That mobile is actually spoiling human beings, right? Or human culture, XYZ. And you say, yes, you being a vlogger, you stand against a mobile phone. This happens in debates, because debate is an argument, sheer argument. What else it could be? What else it could be? It is a sheer argument, right? We are debating with each other, not to reach a consensus. Even when your profession, one profession is starting with mobile phone, even then you are standing against it, because it is a competition over there. You're looking at nothing else but the competition. Yes, of course, debate is also a communication process, because you need to speak while you are in debate, like in group discussions. But in debate, we raise voices. Here we raise volumes. We don't raise voice. No, it is wrong. That is how we do it in debate. We don't slap the other person with our words in group discussions. I've told you, right? Here we use words of etiquette in order to prove our point. We use proper, what we call it, as examples, reference, facts, figures, in order to support our point, so that the other person automatically says yes to me, says he agrees to my point, because the point that I have utilized is perfect, because the example that I have given is suitable for that particular point. You need to understand this point. Don't do mistake while making a fish market while you're doing a group discussion. Now, for reaching a consensus, group discussion needs to reach consensus. In group discussion, the consensus is not reached. That means you are not reaching a conclusion, a particular conclusion, right? It is a debate. It is just waste of time. Like argument happens, brother and sister argument never ends. Coffee toffee argument never ends. This is an argument. It will never end. But group discussion needs to end, because on the result of the group discussion, it totally depends what plan we should make next in order to solve the problem immediately. That is what you need to understand, right? So you have to give something which is mutually satisfying. Mutually satisfying. That okay, fine. 2-3 people, these examples, do you know these examples? I'm giving you these examples only to prove my particular point, and they say, yes, we agree to your point. The point was excellent. These examples are true examples, and this particular supportive point. This is which is known as satisfying solutions. Satisfying solutions leads you to consensus, to conclusion. To conclusion. This is what you need to understand. Moving further. What happened? Okay. Group discussions are basically of two types: structured and unstructured. And further, this thing I will tell you about what is structured and what is unstructured. In a layman voice, in a layman, like I'm opening chats for a moment. Right? Let me see. Right. See, Shiv, you have given a wonderful topic today. But I would suggest that don't give topics, because there are plethora of topics practically related to social stigmas for group discussions, right? And there are certain topics where we don't reach even consensus, even a single conclusion. I will talk about it in the types of this thing. Don't worry about it. Right now, I would like to know what do you actually understand by structured or unstructured GD? Can anybody tell me structured or unstructured GD? Unstructured and structured. Anybody? Any idea? Whatever comes in your mind. Whatever type of question comes. Anand, I will tell you that how to actually gain confidence while you are speaking in a group discussion and how to make up your points in a group discussion. Further in my PPT, I have it. Right now, I want you to say me yes or no. That do you understand what is structured and unstructured group discussion? So, name. We have to first pick up the words. Words are very important part of a sentence. Words actually, if if you put it in the right manner, they create a meaning. They create a meaning. They create a meaning of the sentence. Now, you need to understand, if word itself does not have any meaning, even if you put it in any manner in a sentence, it will have no meaning at all. Structured means, say for example, there are 10 students sitting in front of me and I've numbered them 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I've told that you will all speak in this particular order, 1 to 10. That's it. Now, the first person is going to introduce, that is number 1. And the last person, number 10, is going to actually conclude or end the group discussion, number 10. And rest of you will discuss about give your points, give your ideas, give your opinions about the particular topic in a group discussion. That is known as structured. I've studied beforehand. There is no confusion. It cannot happen that after number 1, number 4 comes in between, coming with his point. Are you able to understand, everyone? Are you all able to understand? It can never happen like that. You need to understand very cautiously. Yeah. It can never happen like that. Because I have numbered you, like in beauty pageants, in Mr. India pageants, in any kind of pageants, in the bodybuilding pageants, or any kind of pageants where there are a group of characters who are going to move around the stage, who are going to give answers one after one. You will see they are numbered. They're always numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even runners, they're numbered. At the back of their jersey, you will see they are numbered. Even the players in football, they're numbered. Because they are all structured format. They're all in structured format. They will say 1, 5, 6, and 8. These 4 people are going to stand as forward in football. 1, 2, 3, and 8 are going to be the midfielders in cricket, right? So this is structured. In group discussions also, this can be done in a structured manner. Many companies do that in a structured manner. They will number the person, number of participants in the group discussion, and they will put them in, across, and they will give them the numbers, and they will tell them, okay, fine, it's going to start at 1, it's going to end at 10. So you are all supposed to speak in this serial only. But however, most of the times, what group discussion happens is an unstructured group discussion. All the participants. These are 5 participants. They can speak anytime. This thumb can speak anytime. This finger can speak next. Then this can speak. Then this can speak. Then this can speak. Then again this can speak twice. Then again this can speak once. Again this can speak. Again this can speak. So this is known as unstructured GD. Nobody is numbered after who is going to speak. Are you all able to understand this point? That is known as unstructured group discussion. That is basically known as unstructured group discussion, where the participants are free to discuss. The subject given without any constraint. Subject given means the topic given. The point of discussion given. You are all ready to discuss about it. Somebody have written no limitation in the chat. Yes. I won't call it as limitation. I would call it as you're free to discuss. Limitation is always about time, mostly about time, you would see, or language. So when you abuse somebody, people say, no, be in your limits. Whom you're talking with, you raise your voice in front of the teacher says, be in your limits. The father say, be in your limits. That's it's not only about limitations. It is about the freedom of speech, basically, you can say. There is no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 system which is running in this particular unstructured group discussion. So first, the fourth person can speak, and then the first person can speak, and then the last person can speak. Then the first person can speak again, then the second person can speak, then the third person can speak, then the fourth person can speak again. So there is no proper structuring or numbering in which is to be followed while the group discussion is done. This is known as unstructured group discussion. Mostly, this only happens in a company even. This only happens in a meeting. Nobody can follow a structured way, because say, for example, we are meeting whether we should have classes of group discussion once again, right? 1 week after or not. Just like an example, I'm taking this, and it cannot be structured like you say first, yes, you first introduce, and you end second. Another person is going to say opinion, reasons, and now it is going to end like this. We are not going to say like this. Absolutely not going to say like this. We are going to do an unstructured group discussion where there are people who are going to support telling that yes, we can have a group discussion in part 2, right? PPT like this, right? A seminar like this, or we can't have, because there are examinations which are approaching very fast, because of which we don't have enough time for studying further subjects, even because we need to even practice group discussions. Even it's not only knowing. Let me be very frank with you one thing, my dear students. This requires practice, a tremendous practice, right? And and as well as idea generation, because there will be certain topics that will be coming in between time to time in front of you, where you don't have any idea about it, but you listen to others and try to engage, because it is a communication process. If you don't speak, you don't get any numbers, kind of thing happens, right? So what we do is that we try to engage our mind with what other people are speaking, thinking, and then try to generate ideas accordingly. I will be talking about those idea generation techniques further. Right. Group discussion is basically a brainstorming exercise. This is basically majorly a brainstorming exercise. If you think about a topic and start speaking with people, you will see that you will be doing a lot of brainstorming. You're doing a lot of brainstorming. You will get 5 points from him, you will get 2 points from him. After getting 5 points and 2 points from the two ends, you are able to see, and you are able to feel and find a sixth, much more powerful point over here. This happens in group discussion. There are no constraints. There are no actually boundaries. There are no boundaries. Yes, number of boundaries there. Let me speak it and you must write it. Language barrier, language boundary. What do I mean by language boundary is that you cannot abuse a person. You have seen roadside arguments happening. What happens basically, right? Many of you must have even done it. While two cars or two motorcycles are actually just touching each other, nothing even happened. And that is also a car, not even crushing a human being. Then what happens, right? But group discussion, it is not allowed. If the other person who is speaking against you, if is not even your friend, is a foe of yours, even then this is not allowed. Remember this thing. Because it is group discussion, it is a brainstorming exercise, it is a problem solving exercise, it is a decision making exercise, and it is an exercise by which we understand how to do well in our official meetings. That's the reason why this particular exercise is taken as a selection procedure, a part of selection procedure, because of only one reason: whether this person can further come in my company and do meetings, or whether he does or she does arguments. Whether he or she is a waste of time or utility of time. Everything is judged in AGD. You need to understand this thing. Moving further. Let me change the slide. It will take some time. So this is the process of group discussion. As you can see, I have shown a diagrammatical display over here, where I've tried to check the, show you the process. The process is very easy. There is an input, there is a group, and there is an output. Generally, the group comprises from 5 to 10 people. Totally depends upon company, or if the company has got more people, right, then obviously it can increase or decrease depending upon the population. But generally, in a selection procedure I'm talking about, from 5 to 10 people, 15 people maximum, I've seen. In certain group discussions, I've even seen people or evaluators to even take up to 20 people. The group comprises of even 20 people. Many a times it happens, but mostly it happens from 5 to 10. 5 to 10. Are you all able to understand? Are you all able to understand each point? So there is an input. There is a group. There is an output. The output is basically what the entire group or the input is working for. If the output is not there, that I was talking about, the consensus, the conclusion. Let's see the slide. Output, the answer, the solution. If this is not there, this is not a group discussion at all from any corner. If we are not able to reach this particular point within the given time period, this is not a group discussion. Now, group 5 to 8 people to 10 people, I've seen it to be increasing like 20 people. Even if there is a lot of competition that is going to happen, they know it, the evaluators very well understand, and they keep it accordingly. And the input is always a topic. Always a topic. It can be topic, how can I sell this particular mobile phone? In meetings, it can be topic like Aquafina is better or Kinley is better. Both are almost same, but packaging is different. Companies are different. Faithfulness is there, right? There are a lot of things that we can talk about, right? Duplicacies are happening. Which company is having more duplicacy? You can put up a number of points with examples, with facts and figures in this particular on this particular topic. So that is the topic. That is the topic. And then we have a group where the topic is given by the evaluator. In that particular group, where the number of people are sitting, they are going to churn the entire topic, giving their opinions and talking about it and giving examples. And towards the end of the time, they are going to reach the conclusion. Now, generally, how does it happen? Let me tell it to you. Generally, mostly I've seen that if there are 10 people who are doing a group discussion, say for example, there are 10 people who are doing group discussion and there is a topic that is given, and they generally give 10 minutes to speak about the topic. That means if we divide it, we find that a single person can speak for only 1 minute. Now, the question, there are many questions that are coming up in your mind. I hope so that I'm able to make you understand. Avneet, I suppose that you need to again rejoin it. Probably if you're not able to see or if it is not visible, but I'm audible, right? I'm audible to all of you. Can I get a yes and or no from your end, please? Am I visible to most of you? Am I visible to even most of you? Yes, thank you very much. Right, it can be because of internet even that you are not able to see, but listen to me very carefully. I'm taking it in a very, very, very easy manner so that you can, even by listening to me, you can understand that what is going to happen. It is a single way process. All the arrows you can see are on the single hand. So the topic is coming from this side, the input is coming from this side. There is a group sitting, it is given to them. They have started churning it, like in Mixi, it happens. They churn, they give examples, and they reach the conclusion. And ultimately, the output that is going to be the solution or the answer to that particular question is given. It is just like a mathematical problem that is given to us, and we use different kind of formulas in order to get the right answer. Right? We know that this is to be got, that this is what we need to have. We know that particular thing. Right? That is how we try to churn it. We try to give more examples. We try to support it with different facts and figures. We try to give examples of movies. Yes, there are certain things that you should try to avoid. Try to avoid yourself giving personal examples. See, people don't know you too very much. If tomorrow there is a group who doesn't know you at all, and you start giving your personal examples, they might ask you a question that might be a truth or wrong even, or false even. During that time, it would be very tough for you to actually make them understand that happened with you. So personal, we try to restrain ourselves from giving any kind of personal examples in a group discussion. Right? That is how we actually take it. So we have understood the system now. That is an input, that is going to be the topic. Right, there is a group of people who are going to whom the topic is given, who are going to talk about the topic. There is a time span which is kept, within which the conclusion is to be coming out. That is going to be the output or the solution or the answer or conclusion or consensus of the group on that particular input or the topic that is given. Is this understandable by everyone? Can I get some yeses over here on the chat? Understandable? So this is how the things work over here. Now, let me change the slide. It is taking some time. Please bear with me. Most important, after the process, after we have understood the process, we have to understand where we should focus mostly in a group discussion. The most important factor is basically the time factor. Now there are 10 people and 10 minutes to speak. And 1 minute probably will be given for you to think about the topic, and then he will say start, and then he will open his stopwatch, and then he will start. If the evaluator will start checking you who is speaking, who is not speaking, how many times he has spoken, how many contributions he has given, how many strong contributions has been given, X, Y, Z. These things are done, right? These things are done basically. So they are going to check it out. Now, there is one factor that we always miss in a group discussion that, most of the times we don't talk about, is number of times you contributed in a group discussion. If I've got 5 points and I got a chance to speak, right? There are 10 members, I got a chance to speak, and I've got 5 points, right? Tell me in chat, shall I use 3 different time moments to speak those 5 points, or shall I speak it in one go? Please give me in chat. Please give me in chat, everyone. So shall I actually, use all my points while I got a chance to speak about, or I got a chance to speak all my points then and there, or shall I use 3 chances to speak my point? I want answers from your end. Yes, it is very well answered by a few of you who I'll take names. Vamsi Srinivasa has given a wonderful answer. Then Sapna Desai have even got the answers. Different chances. Why? Number 1 point. If I've got 5 points to speak on that very topic, it is hard for me to curtail it within one minute. That means I'm eating somebody's time. I've told you 10 people, 10 minutes given, that means 1 minute for each person. Just 2 minutes. Let's take it as 2 minutes. Then doesn't matter. Let's take it as 2 minutes. If there are 2 minutes even, that means 2 minutes, one person is going to speak. That means 5 points if he is speaking, he's eating somebody's time, extra minute, or probably a part of that particular minute. Number 1 mistake he's doing there. Number 2, he won't be able to explain his points properly. He would be, or she would be in a hush to complete the point. And what happens is that your rate of speech will increase. You won't be able to use a proper dialogues, structuring of sentences won't be proper. You won't be able to explain properly your point. You won't be able to support it with example or proper facts and figures. And ultimately what happens is that it just becomes a sentence without any meaning, because others won't be able to understand it properly and would be speaking something else. So it is always necessary to divide your time, be short, be crisp, and give examples, because examples is the most easiest way to explain somebody your point. So if you say somebody that wearing a shoe is very important while you're going out, because there might be many spikes or nails or dirt or XYZ, parasites that might create a problem for you. The best way is to ask that person, okay, please have a walk, go to the main road without wearing any of your slippers and come back and see and check your leg. By your own eyes, you can easily understand that what is the condition of your feet once you went out and once you came in. So you need to understand this particular factor very closely. You are not supposed to, that comes under etiquette. I'm telling it to you, number 2 point, please keep it in your mind, write it down, whatever it is. In a group, you should not kill anybody's others members' time. If there is 2 minutes that each person needs to speak, if you're speaking more than 2 minutes unnecessarily, that also unnecessarily, most of the times it happens that we are speaking and we are blabbering and we are not able to actually now finish our sentence. We don't know from where we started and now where we are going, and most of the times it happens because of nervousness, XYZ reasons, because of psychological reasons, many reasons it happens, and not able to keep a track of it, and track of time is lost, and ultimately you lose your points. You should always wear a wristwatch while you are going for a group discussion. It helps you to keep a track of time. Not watching like this every time, but yes, by watching like this, but yes, still 2 minutes are left. We need to conclude fast. Right? We have got 2 minutes. Early conclusion is also taken as bad. And, if you're not able to conclude till the end of the time, say, for example, 10 minutes is given for a topic for 10 people to discuss, or for 5 people to discuss, where you get 2 minutes to speak on a topic per person, right? You can speak it in by 15 seconds, or you can speak in 2 minutes, totally your decision. Totally depends upon how you are comfortable with, but I will tell you again and again that number of times you speak, number of contributions are added, and that will add to your point, right? The group should always keep a track of time. Now you cannot, there is no bell like thing that happens in a debate, it happened and everybody got alert. No, only one, and now we need to conclude, now we need to finish. These kind of things are not going to be there. If you're not able to conclude within the given time frame, I have seen many a times it happening that the entire group been disqualified because of not reaching a particular consensus. So I'm not trying to demotivate you or from any end. I'm trying to motivate you that you don't do any such kind of mistakes. You please follow the rules that are actually made for group discussions. Now let me change again. Convince others to speak. You need to be polite. I've told you at the starting itself. For example, now I would like Mr. X to please come up to his point. If somebody is not speaking, there are many people who are not that free in speaking in English, right? Are you all free in speaking in English, good in communication skills? Please be very truthful to me, say yes or no. There's nothing to be shy of a doctor or an advocate, right? You have to be very, very truthful to that person. If you think that, yes, I can, my session can help you out. So you should be very truthful to me that, yes, see, I feel a little hesitant while I'm speaking in front of others, or I'm very open when I'm speaking in front of others. If there are 10 people speaking in front of me, I'm like, I've got a free speech to speak, right? So please be very, 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 average is okay. Average is okay. I don't want you all to be in the category of Charles Dickens, like he's like the maestro of English. So I don't want all of you, but you should be able to make the other person understand your point, and that also in correct English. That is what is to be. That is what I mean by communication skills. Now you need to be polite. If you're not polite, if you're already fighting, did you ever? Many of you had had been participating in debate competition. Have you ever seen anybody like who's saying, yes, I agree to your point, the opponent? Or the opponent. If you're for the against person saying the for person, I agree to your point. It never happens. But in this group discussion, it happens. Correct, very correct. In group discussion, it happens. Because GD is not debate. I'm again telling it to you. Say, for example, there are 10 people and you are noticing that Mr. X is not able to speak. Probably he is a little more hesitant. Probably he is not getting that proper chance, that proper moment to speak. Probably for XYZ reasons, there are many reasons because of which he is not able to speak. At least once, not more than that. I won't convince you to speak, to ask that particular person to speak more than once, to speak. The person who's polite, who is able to speak, who is able to actually, convince that person to speak or giving time span to speak, that person would obviously will be appreciated for being polite in the team. So for example, you said, I would like Mr. X to throw some light on this. Right? You gave an opportunity to that person and then that person opened up. So that will give you a chance. But in debate, it never happens. I am also speaking, you are also speaking. It's just like a cartoon show. Many a times it happens, but it's a communication process. Let me tell it to you, it's very tough and it's not very easy to even go for debates. Right? So you need to understand this point. Even in debate, both are speaking, like nobody is stopping. No, everybody is trying to showcase him or her more powerful than the other person. Right? That is what happens in debate. Now, let's come to different kind of topics. Now, this is something I want every one of you, everyone of you to please pay focus. this is not the only list or categorization of topic. This is what I have done it according to my experience, but it can be done in various other kind of forms even. Am I clear with my spoiler alert? Am I clear, my dear students? This is not the only categorization. This is the categorization how I categorize the topics. Am I clear? Very clear with? You can categorize it in various manners. Various manners, right? Say, for example, youth in politics can be a general topic even, can be a political topic even. Understand? So it is categorized by me as a general topic, but can be categorized by somebody as a political topic even. You cannot say, no, sir, it cannot be a political topic. Why it cannot be a political topic when one of the words is only politics in this particular topic? You need to understand this particular point very clearly, and you need to focus on this particular point. So general topic, it would be like youth in politics. Okay, youth, whether it is good or bad to be in politics, whether there are merits or demerits in politics, right? So that is giving certain examples of youth of youth being into politics and what kind of benefits they have done for the country, right? So we are talking about it, right? We are talking about it. We are not fighting here. We are talking. We are discussing. Right, and then we are reaching to a conclusion whether youth is good for politics or bad for politics. In politics, XYZ politics, or general politics, world politics, you can take it as to any to any extent you want to. Now that is another thing. Now next is question type of topic. Question type of topic will always have a question mark towards the end, and it is can be even be known as interrogative. Is technology a boon or bane? Now, is it good or bad? Now it is a debating topic. Now understand the point. I was telling you before even that I will be elaborating this particular part. You need to understand this particular part the most, because if you understand this particular part the most, you will have better brainstorming. You have better brainstorming. You have got better way to speak. You need to understand this particular thing very, very cautiously, very, very seriously. Is technology boon or bane? Now, this is mostly a topic that we would try to give in debates where there would be a for or there would be an against party. Yes or no? Tell me fast. Can I get some answers? Yes or no? Yes, right? Okay. Okay, very good. 1 second. I have to stop sharing 1 second. There is a problem. Just a moment, please. Okay, I was in this. Yeah, I'll again reshare the screen. Yes. So now it is like a question. So this is mostly, these are even known as polarized topics, because say, for example, there are certain topics, they would like to see that whether the candidates are having stability in their brain or not. I can give you another example. Are women better managers or men? Now, if some woman stands up and tells that my father, or probably somebody who is a male character who have received the best manager award somewhere, and it's known to other people even, and if she comes up with that particular point, there is nothing bad in that. You're not going to disqualify that particular female because she has taken side of a male, or if a male comes up telling that example of a female who have been a wonderful organizer, giving examples, proper examples, we're not going to disqualify that person even. right? Because he's taking side of a man, of a woman. The question is, why? Why technology is boon or why technology is bane? If you are a technology based, you're doing a technology based education. Say, for example, you're doing BTech computer science engineering from XYZ, and you start saying that technology is the worst thing that world has ever seen. If you see around, whatever mess that we have created around, that is only because of technology. Technology is the reason why today we are not able to sustain, and the earth is dying because of technology. If you say so much negative about your profession, then do you actually justify? You need to understand this thing. That's why I told you that you need to use your common sense at every point. You need to use your common sense at every point. You cannot just start, speaking against your profession. Yes, you can sometimes, but not always. GD gives you a privilege of that. Debate won't give you. GD gives you. I'll tell it to you further. Now, there are certain quotations of famous people that are many a times given as a topic. There are topics like Courage, a Grace Under Pressure, by Ernest Hemingway, right? You need to understand first the language even. If it is given in front of you, courage is the grace under pressure. So it is grace. Grace means something good, right? But it is always under pressure. Courage will never come always. You cannot say that I'm always courageful. So it is mostly comes when you're going for your examinations, when you're going for some competition, you require courage, right? It's not that the army is always courageful. That playing with my with the kids also, they're courageful, lifted the kids in such a manner. So you need to understand this particular thing. So you need to first understand the topic, that what is the topic all about and what is the meaning of the topic. What is the meaning of the topic? In that 1 minute that is given to you in thinking about the topic, please think about the topic prudently. Please think about the topic deeply. Understand each and every word, that what does it mean. I will tell you certain idea generation techniques even further, right? Then you will be able to understand it clearly. Now there can be other quotations, even say, for example, birds of same feather flock together, which means that friendship happens only because of common interest. You need to understand immediately that yes, he's not talking about birds, and you are not going to start talking about birds. Okay, fine. I've seen that crows, all the crows sits together, all the sparrows sits together, all the pigeons sits together. Why do they sit together? Because they share same color feather. And that means what? If we actually personify it, we see that yes, human beings with common interests, they are always in friends. Am I right or wrong? You only tell me. You see your friend, why there is a friendship between two people? It is not because of any blood relation, only because of common interest. Yes or no? Footballers, they will have their own group. Carrom board people, they will have their own group. Chess people, they will have their own group. Cricketers, they will have their own group, right? Novelists, people who are voracious readers, they will have their own book. There are people who like science, as a subject, they will have their own group. So this is something that you need to understand. You just cannot start speaking about pigeons and swans and crows and sparrows in these kind of topics. You need to understand the depth of the topic and then start speaking about the topic. Controversial. Now, controversial are topics where there is a controversy which is already associated with it, and everybody knows that controversy. Say, for example, let me tell it to you. I don't know whether you know or not. Malinga, when he started his career, Malinga, bowler, cricketer bowler from Sri Lanka. Everybody, almost most of you knows Malinga, the bowler. He has a special way of bowling. He was a controversial bowler because when they checked his hand movement through cameras, they found that it is more of a throw rather than round arm bowling. how it should go. So he became a controversial baller. So for controversies are there with film stars, even controversies are there with politicians and their decisions most of the times, right? So this is one of the most hot topic in the market. One of the most hot topic. It can be fashion related, it can be religious related, it can be anything which is going on these days. Say for example, TikTok. TikTok is a controversial topic. Instagram is a controversial topic. Instagram good for young generation or bad for young generation. OTT platform can be a controversial topic. Modi calls GST as good and simple tax can be a controversial topic. Because many people supported GST. Many people didn't support GST when GST was launched. They were only over there to find out negative things about GST. There are few people who are trying to find out the positive things about GST and saving tax. So these are known as controversial topics. Is everybody there? Is everybody there in the class? Can I get some yeses in the chats, please? The class is not going to move further unless I get yeses in the chat box. Right. Are you able to understand each and every point? What is the meaning of controversy now? Controversy means that you say yes because of certain reasons, I say no because of certain reasons. So you need to understand this particular factor. This is known as controversial. Now, controversial topics and question-based topics, they can even be categorized as polarized topic. Now, pole. Let's take this bottle, Kinley. Right? This is North Pole and this is South Pole. Say, for example, for this Earth and these are the poles. This is the axis. Now, few people are either towards North Pole or either towards South Pole. They will never try to get or say yes to North Pole. Neither these North people are going to say yes to South Pole. So it is a continuous debating. So it ends as a debate only. There is no perfect conclusion for it that everybody says yes or everybody says no to it. So that's why controversial topics and question-based topics, that is interrogative topics, can even be termed as topics which are polarized in nature, like North Pole, South Pole. Then always north you keep, it will always deflect. South you keep, it will always deflect. So like this it is, right? These are polarized. Highly polarized topic like women's liberalization. Now male or female, both are going to talk about women's liberalization. You're not going to talk negative about it because it is about society. It is about the equality that we want to gain in the society, because now we are slowly developing as a human being. We have understood that yes, this caste system, creed system, this gender system, these are practical. We are getting educated slowly, and we are able to understand that now our bosses can even be females, and we have to abide by them because they are good bosses. They are good human beings. They are taking right decisions. They are taking decisions not only for themselves, not only for the company, but for even our benefit, because our benefit depends upon company's benefit. You need to understand this thing. So these are highly polarized topics. Should we be liberal towards females? You know, there are many working women. I hope so that many would be having working mothers or sisters even who are actually working in one or the other company or organization in order to support the family. A salute to these kind of females. Because you must have seen they are not only working, but on the other hand, they're working in the office and they're coming back home and they're working in the home even with full zest and power. I being a male, I would think that we should salute this kind of, and we should be much more liberal towards females. Because what we are doing 50%, in that particular time, they are giving 100%. So obviously, if you're doing good in something, you get gifts, right? You should get gifts. Otherwise, you don't have any motivation. Just understand, anybody's mother working, to support the family, to support their families, their father, you. For example, the mother told that, yes, I would be taking the the responsibility of educating my son or daughter, right? And suddenly leaves the job, right? Then it is a big concern, right, for the entire family. How much pressure it would be on the father, you can easily understand. And that pressure will again come on children, on kids, and on other family members. So women's liberalization are highly polarized. Everybody will speak yes, that yes, there should be liberalization. Nobody would say no to it, right? Am I right, students? Do you agree with on this particular point, everyone? Everybody is able to understand, male, female, both, right? Right, wonderful. So these are known as highly polarized. Highly polarized means everybody saying yes, all towards north. Women's liberalization should be given, that's it. So these kind of topics, highly polarized topics, are very easily concluded. Everybody says, so towards the end, you can say that the conclusion is, we have reached a conclusion of this particular topic. My friends have given wonderful examples and wonderful reasons. So 1-2 examples and 1-2 reasons you quote from what your friends have quoted, and then you give your conclusion. That they have all agreed, and even I agree to this point, that extra women's liberalization should be given to the females of the world. Now there are certain, now we are coming to a different type of topic, abstract topic. Can anybody tell me that what kind of meaning abstract has? What is the meaning of abstract? What do you understand by abstract? What is the first thing that strikes in your brain while you abstract? See, one thing I would like to tell you all, that if you want to increase your power of your brain, I'm giving you a chance to just speak out what comes or hits your brain once you listen to this word abstract. And I know that in science, everybody must have heard this particular word abstract, right? I want that answer. Let me check. Abstract. Abstract means that doesn't have a very fixed meaning attached to it. It can be anything. Let us take as example as black. Now my hair is also black. Probably my trouser is also black. Probably the chair on which I'm sitting is also black. Night is also black. Everything is black around, right? The paint that is done in the wall can be black, right? My lucky bag can be black, right? So there is nothing fixed to it. So for example, when we were talking about this technology boon or bane, we are basically talking about only technology being good or bad. Here, black can be associated with anything that you want. Are you able to understand, everyone? Are you able to understand now what is the meaning of abstract topics? Now, most of the times I've seen that students face problems while talking about abstract topics, because abstract topics requires a lot of presence of mind. You need to associate, you should know how to associate abstract topics with other topics. And then speak about black. If I say, for example, speak about only my black hair or my black mobile screen, How much long will I be able to speak? 10 seconds. I've got black hair, which looks very nice on me. My house is painted black, which looks so nice. But yes, there is a lot of consumption of electricity, which is done in order to light that house, right? Most of the computer screens are black in color. Most of the wires are black in color. What is, means there's no connection absolutely. There's no connection absolutely. I will tell later when I will be speaking about how and what kind of idea generation technique that you should use while you're using abstract topics. I'll be talking about that even. Now, these are known as abstract topics. So the abstract means it can be anything. It can be a bag, it can be your hair, it can be your mobile phone screen, which is black in color, it can be a computer screen, it can be your, your backdrop that you have, it can be your blackboard that you have, it can be a black chair, it can be anything, it can be black sky, it can be anything basically. So you need to understand this particular thing. These are known as abstract topic. That doesn't have only single mingle, can be, but have got multiple meanings into it. The last type of topic that I will be categorizing it. See, last type of topic does not mean that these are the only category of topics. There can be another 100 kind of topics even, but mostly these topics are used. Case study based topic. Now, case study based topics are topics where a case study is given. Case study is given. And in that particular case study, you have to read, the entire group is going to read, they are going to discuss, and there will be a question which is given after the case. Everybody knows what is the case study? Everybody knows what is the case study? Yes. Wonderful, Kiran. Everybody knows? I want answers from everyone. Everyone, case study means different aspects of particular. Case study means a particular, say for example, everybody knows about Nithari case that happened in Noida, like where a child was killed. Nobody came to know that whether the parents killed or whether the person from the people who were working in the house, they killed, the servants killed. Nobody knows about it, right? If I give this particular case study, that Nithari case, and I give the case in front of you in the group and ask them that what's your conclusion on this particular point, right? So this is known as case study. This is known as case study. This is case-based study. This is case-based study. You need to understand this thing very clearly. This is known as case-based study. So a case-based study is also given to students. You need to understand this particular thing, where they need to understand that this particular student understands how to deal with different kind of cases. Mostly in marketing and sales, I have seen, or in biotechnology, I have seen students to be given case studies by companies. And it is very easy because most of the topics are of single sentence. The case will have couple of sentences for you to understand it properly, judge it properly, churn it properly, and then give your points on it. Give your opinion on it with examples, keeping the context of the case in front. Are you all able to understand different kind of topics? Is there any issue in different kind of topics? Please raise your hand right now. Please ask me questions right now in different kind of topics if you're not able to understand. It's very important for you to understand different kind of topics. These are not only different categorization of topics. I've just categorized it because these are most of the topics that are used. Have you all understood different kinds of topics? I want answers only for yes or no. That have you all understood different kind of topic? General topic, question, that is interrogative topic, then quotes, right? Then controversial, then highly polarized, then abstract, and case study based. Have you all understood these kind of topics? Everyone? Okay, wonderful. Now let's move further. and understand. One second. Yes. Now there are certain roles in a GD. Now there are, say, for example, 10 people sitting in this thing in a GD. There are certain roles that you have to go through while you are going through a GD. An initiator. Now we don't discuss, or we don't actually among ourselves that who will be the initiator in an unstructured GD. Anybody who have got the guts, who understands the topic clearly, and who knows that who has got a strong voice with examples can initiate this particular topic. But however, let me tell you something. While you are initiating a topic, you're not supposed to take any sides. Mobile phone is good for mankind. Mobile phone gives us so much of information. I want to initiate this topic by saying that mobile phone is so helpful. Google Maps actually helps the females to get the way towards their home, whether some person is trying to guide them in a wrong manner or not. So you're not going to take sides as an initiator. Initiator's work is to just introduce and give definitions and suggestions on the topic. That's it. No opinions. No opinions. I hope so that you are able to understand. Initiator means who will start the topic, who will ask for definitions, who will be suggesting and introducing new ideas. So mobile phones, good or bad, if this is the topic, initiator will first explain what is the work of mobile phone and then ask everybody to contribute to this particular GD. His work is to just introduce the major part of the topic. What is mobile phone? If people doesn't understand what is mobile phone, what they're going to talk about, whether it is good, whether it is bad, they don't know. Absolutely, you need to understand this particular thing. So if you don't know that mobile phone is good or bad, then the GD ends there only with the initiator. So initiator is not going to give opinions. Initiator is going to give definitions. Initiator is going to give suggestions, and initiator is going to introduce the topic to the other people. Then comes information seeker. Now, information seeker are the people who doesn't understand the topic in one go. First of all, understand the topic, understand the point. They gather information while others are speaking. I told you, no, you need to be a little tricky when you are going for GD. Don't jump into being an initiator if you don't understand the topic in the first go. Don't think so the initiator will get extra marks. Oh my God, let us jump into the being an initiator. That will not work for you. Why? Because if you initiate wrong, that will act against you. So what you need to do basically is that you need to be an information seeker. You need see 2-3 people talking, generate idea. Okay, fine. They are speaking about mobile phones. Mobile phones is something which is used for communication, that my father also uses for communication, where we talk, where we WhatsApp, where we sometimes we see serials and we see YouTubes and we listen to songs even if you connect it with internet, right? Mobile phones, so what all things do? People do good things, bad things out of it. People get good ideas, bad ideas out of it. So there are many things. So now you're getting ideas out of other people's speech, and you are seeking this information. And when you're seeking this particular information, you're utilizing when you gather information, your brain starts working much more faster. Then it will give you certain new ideas. Even no, mobile phones are not only good for this thing. For kids, it has been very bad, and many a times it has been seen that for managing the kids, the mobile phone is given to the kids by their parents, and by chance, if a wrong kind of channel or a wrong kind of website opens in front of the people in front of the child, then what kind of input will the child get? So now this is information seeker. Now you have judged each people speaking, you have gathered enough information, you have got a hang of it that yes, this is to be spoken of, and then you are speaking it out, right? These are information seekers. Now, information giver. Mostly these are the people who understand the topic very well and give information about the topic. They will say mobile phones have got so many sensors, we can use it as a compass, we can get directions to it, we can use different apps into the mobile phones, and we can chat with each other, XYZ. We can use mobile phones as as a safety unit, right? Somebody can even speak, we can use mobile phones in somebody's head if somebody is trying to come in your personal space and spoil it. It can be used. You must have heard about that joke about that company Nokia. Sometimes when Nokia's those Symbian phones used to come, that can be utilized in place of a pebble while you are in a fight, so it can be used in that manner even. So you have to be a little tricky over here. You cannot be just be sticking to one point and speaking. That won't actually help you out. So information giver is a person who gives information, new information. He comes out with new information. He will tell there had been a latest development in the mobile phone, and we'll be talking about the mobile phone that has been developed by Elon Musk's company and how it is going to break Android, right? So how iPhone is different from an Android phone. He can give you that information, and how protected iPhone is, but Android phone is not. He can give you these information. So he knows, he has got full knowledge about mobile phone. He's an information giver. Are you able to understand, everyone? Everyone is able to get my point clearly? These positive roles in GD. Everyone? Can I get yes from other students even? Yes, very good, wonderful. Please stick with me. Now you come to procedure facilitator. Led a GD by keeping track of the discussion. Now, many a times it happens. It happened many a times when I am taking my classes. Even it happens. I'm taking classes of GD and I've given the topic as pollution, and they have started speaking on pollution, water pollution, and the topic concluded as water pollution is bad for mankind. The entire team is disqualified basically because the topic that was given was pollution. So procedure facilitator actually brings you back when you are off the topic. Water pollution is a part of pollution, is not the real topic. If somebody speaks about water pollution as one or two points, that can be appreciated. Yes, good point. Water pollution is one of the major, because we are made out of 75% of water, and water is mostly polluted, but most of the time arsenic and other things are found in water, which is not good for health, human health or animal health. But ending the entire GD, you are speaking only about water pollution, that is not taken into consideration at all. That is not taken into consideration at all, because there are many other kinds of pollution, even mind pollution. Do you agree or not? Mind pollution, the pollution starts from here. Then we think that we should take up this particular page. Then we think that we take the page and we throw it. We should throw it in the dustbin, but we are not throwing it. When we are driving car, we are just putting out the packet of chips out of the car window and then throwing it. So pollution comes from where? Pollution comes from mind. Mind pollution. Then air pollution. Then biological waste pollution, electronic waste pollution, nuclear pollution. In the outer surface of the atmosphere, above that, just above that, there are satellites which are not working. They create pollution, space pollution. Oceans are getting polluted. There are many kinds of pollution. Water pollution was not the topic that was given. So procedure facilitator actually brings you back. He tells, okay, fine, we have wonderfully spoken by our friends about water pollution, but we should not forget that, yes, we have got pollution as a topic. And I would like to put up my point on air pollution. The carbon content or the carbon footprint is slowly increasing in air. And that's the reason why air is getting warmer day by day, because of the greenhouse effect. And that is the reason why things are not happening properly. The temperature is increasing at summers, the weather is changing, There are lots and lots of kinds of diseases which are happening around, right? So this is the work of a procedure facilitator who brings back, who pulls the GD and brings it back to the real topic. Understanding? Then comes opinion seeker. Now, opinion seekers are the kind of person who seeks opinions from others. I think, according to me, the mobile phone is a good unit that has been developed by human beings, and it helps the human being to transforming himself or herself with the use of proper knowledge, because mobile phones are not like books. They are not limited to only single kind of knowledge. They can give you multiple kind of knowledge, whatever you are interested in. This is opinion seeker who have got this opinion from another speaker who has spoken the same thing, but the examples are different. Now, the first person must have taken the example. Say, for example, you are interested in aerospace engineering, so you can know that what are the colleges which provides you aerospace engineering. Second person can come in by saying that if you are wanted to be a journalist, you can go through different kind of news apps over there in the mobile phone, and the mobile phone will give you the headlines, all the headlines that happen today, and like that you can keep your general knowledge, and you can keep your updated, current affairs updated. So the example changes means even the point changes, my dear students. Don't think so that the point didn't change. So opinion seeker has given a different example. That means that he has used an example different, means that he has given a different edge to what has been spoken even further, even before. Able to understand? Like this, there are opinion givers here. Opinion givers in a GD or a statement given by a participant. For example, you told mobile phones are bad. And I said that no, mobile phones are not bad at all, because mobile phone gives us knowledge. If you read it correctly, then it is the bad is the the unit which has actually created mobile phone. This has got nothing to do with good or bad. It is the intention of the mind that makes the mobile phone display the same things that you require. Understand the concept of GD. So if you're required to see any OTT on a serial, then you would go for Netflix or Amazon or XYZ or anything. And among that, even there are many good, many bad, concepts. According to your brain mindset, you will choose it. You need to understand this thing. So if you keep it as an example in front of others, then people will understand it and people will appreciate that particular thing, and people will say, "Good, wonderful, I agree with your point." Now, clarifier. Clarifier is the person who is always clarifying what has been discussed in the GD or during the GD. That is basically a work of even a concluder. Remember this thing. Now, like this, there can be a social supporter who is giving support to all the ideas of the participants of the GD. There can be tension releaser. Many times, one-to-one things happens in a GD. You should always try to abstain yourself or restrain yourself from doing one-to-one. Two persons are sitting, you're looking at that person and speaking. One-to-one GD. You should always try to abstain yourself from doing so. Social support, tension reliever. He will come in between and say, okay, now let's change the mood of this particular GD, and then now let's talk about, we have talked a lot about water pollution being good and bad. Now let's talk about air pollution, even because air pollution is one of the major pollution, because we don't forget that air, as water is important for us, air is also very important for us. So he's a tension reliever. He does not let the debate to happen. Actually. Then comes energizers, encouraging with participants to explore some new ideas during GD. It is something that you all have to understand over here. You need to understand one thing. Don't worry about your attendance, my dear students. I think so that you click on host and try to do it. Jaideep Sitkar, I got your question over here. You click on as an host and try to write your chat. Let me check. Can you write an hi or something like that? Because I'm not able to see. Asim sir has recently posted the attendance. Just scroll on the chat part a little and you will be able to get a forms. If you want, I can also share it with you.
I'll share the attendance form, sir.
I can see that it has already been shared. They're again and again asking the same thing, that please share. This is what I have also shared. This is the attendance form. You need to fill this attendance form. Please share. Please fill this particular attendance form side by side while listening to me. Now, energizer. Energizer is somebody who encourages. You know, I told you that particular position in this thing, that you need to be a person who somebody is not getting a chance to speak or doesn't get a scope to speak because others are speaking, others are much more powerful, right? You give him a chance that please throw some light on this particular point. So this energizer person does the same thing. So he will coolly come up over there and he will say it's a wonderful topic and wonderful point that has been taken by Niklesh, and Niklesh has taken up this particular point. I also want to add to this particular point that there is another reason. There was another serial named The Serial, which was not made for basically children below 10 years of age, but there was no restrictions at all because censor board doesn't have any hold over any OTT platforms. So it gets viral very fast. So like this, it will come as an energizer. Now I would like Mr. Vibhakar Ghosh to put some light on this. So say for example, I am not speaking at all. I am not getting a chance. I'm again and again doing like this, right? I'm trying to speak, but I'm not able to speak, right? Somebody else is speaking who is more powerful by voice, right, or by energy, or by confidence probably, right? Because see, first thing I will tell you, my dear students, stop self-judging yourself when you are into a GD. When you are into a GD, you be in your support. When you are in your support, you will be able to do it. Now, after the compromiser, then you need to create harmony between the opinions and giving a compromising solution. You need to be a gatekeeper. A compromiser means who compromises if there is a fight. Okay, so let's come up to a different point after all. So he compromises, he relieves the tension, he relieves, the fight. And then his summarizer is the person who actually concludes. So today, we have got a wonderful GD about mobile being a boon, a bane in our society. A few of our friends, now you see how I'm concluding a topic which is a polarized topic, North Pole, South Pole. Few of them are still telling that it is not a good device. Few of them are still telling that it is it is one of the best devices that has been developed by mankind. So now how things are happening, you have to understand this particular thing. So what I'm doing basically is that I'm taking parts. I'm taking few points that has been for the topic, few points that has been against the topic, and speak. Now, somebody have asked me in the question. I want to just first clarify this particular question because I've already summarized this particular portion, and time is also running very fast. So I want to first clarify a few questions over here. Somebody asked me at the starting itself, sir, you said that GD allows you to go midway. Let me show you that particular slide. This is GD allows you to take midway. GD allows you to speak for the topic and against the topic, but not at the same time, same go. That mobile phones are very bad, it showcases OTT platforms which are very bad for children and corrupt their mind, right, and may corrupt their mind. And then again, suddenly the same, without stopping, you said, but they are good because they have calculators within themselves. They have got most of the apps within themselves. If you have a mobile phone, you don't have to carry a calculator separately if you are getting into a bank or going for calculations. So not like this. First go, you said good or bad, and the second go again, you said good or bad. So that is midway. It is not neither good neither bad. That is also midway. It is neither good neither bad. It totally depends upon how you are analyzing and using your device. Is cycle good or bad? Fall from cycle 100 times, you will say it is the worst inventions or discoveries that has ever happened in the entire world. But fall few times and you know how to balance the cycle now you know how to climb the cycle and ride the cycle, and you are able to ride it properly. You know when to press the brakes and everything, how to handle the cycle, how to maneuver the cycle. You will say it is one of the best device. Totally depends. You know, the first day when you touched males, basically, and even the females, when the first day when you touched your two-wheelers, didn't you feel that you are riding actually a truck? The two-wheeler looks so big in itself. So it has got good points as well as bad points, as well as certain neutral points even along with it. Two-wheelers, if two-wheeler or four-wheeler, which is better for road? It depends upon the road. So if the initiator at the starting itself says, I appreciate saying that two-wheelers are better than four-wheelers because two-wheelers can go at certain places where four-wheelers cannot go. Now the entire GD will turn towards two-wheelers. Everybody will appreciate two-wheeler and say bad for four-wheelers. Only 1 or 2% who are intelligent will take favor of four-wheelers. But the initiator should actually explain what is the role of a vehicle. Two-wheeler is a vehicle. Four-wheeler comes under a category, same category, vehicle. So what is the work of vehicle? That is to be said. Understanding, everyone understanding. You can even speak against. There is no problem. You speaking against this particular topic. I'm telling it to you, frankly speaking. There is no problem absolutely. You speaking against this particular topic, saying that sir, mobile phones are not a good invention that has been done. We have more. I have seen in my house even I am also you know, one of the biggest addictions that today we have, more than cigarettes. Do you know that it is mobile phone? PUBG, just remember that particular era. Everybody was into PUBG. So none of the student who didn't keep his hobby as PUBG. Indian government has to intervene in between. And it was spoiling. It is free will to kill. It is giving you that emotion. Free will to kill. Kill. Kill that person, kill that person. This person is not your enemy. Kill him. Blood splattering over your screen. You're getting, wow, oh my God. But just imagine something happening with your own family. Somebody comes in, cocks his gun and starts shooting at your family. Blood splattering all around. You see news, you know, in America, such and such thing is happening. In India, XYZ places all around the world, such and such things are happening, where mass killings are happening. These are outputs of this only. You can take this as an example. But there are world winners of PUBG who are, you know, what do you say, billionaires? Billionaires, you can take example of that even. So there is no restriction in this. You cannot restrict yourself. In this particular world, you cannot say that this water is good and not bad. The moment I add, you know, just rubbing my finger on the floor, I add one speck of you know, this thing in this water, speck of dirt. This water, this pure water Kinley will become the dirtiest water found in the planet in front of you. Is there any guarantee that nobody has drank from this particular bottle if it is opened? This is a recyclable bottle, but most of the time this bottle is used thrice, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times till it doesn't get yellow, and then thrown into the dustbin, and that also in a very bad manner. In the dustbin where it is wet, where you should put wet, you know, garbage, there you put this particular dry garbage after drinking water out of it. It doesn't go for recycling. You need to understand this particular thing. You're pulling out iron. You're digging out iron, aluminum from the ground, right? Just go at your backyard and see of your home and see that how much iron is getting rust. If it is properly, given or recycled, how much iron only our country can save. Just imagine this particular thing. So you have to go to various dimensions in order to get into this particular thing. You have to understand. Now ending. Conclusion is a must in a GD. I've told you already, it is a polarized topic. If everybody is saying yes, it becomes very easy for you to conclude. Anybody have to take the responsibility of conclusion. But remember this thing, you have to remember certain words and certain sentences that is spoken by the group members. You cannot just conclude my conclusion. It is never my conclusion or my introduction, my dear students. It is for the group only. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? Can I get some answers over here? It is never with this thing. It is always with the group. It is not my introduction. I want to give the introduction. My introduction about this topic is going to be like this. My conclusion on this particular topic is going to be no. It is a group discussion from where you are here. It is a group. Group is a collective noun. From where you are coming up with I. My conclusion is this. What is the meaning of my conclusion? What have you been doing in the group discussion then? You will be disregarded as a wrong candidate. Remember this particular thing always in your mind. Keep it very, very cautiously. Never use. We have come to the end of the discussion because we have got very less time, and I would like to take the opportunity to conclude this particular topic. We have done a wonderful we have done a wonderful discussion today about this particular topic, and a few of our friends have talked about the merits of the topic. These were the points that were taken by few of our friends. Few of our friends have talked about the demerits of the points, demerit of the topic, and these were the points that were taken. And now I'm going to conclude by this topic telling that yes, everything has got its own plus points and minus points, and now like that we need to take it up. You cannot say mobile phones are 100% bad. Our life depends upon it. How you can say mobile phones are 100% bad? Can you say? Tell me yes or no. Can you say 100% bad? There's nothing better than there is nothing. I don't want to use mobile phones from today onwards. I don't want to get into mobile phone business at all. Mobile phones are the worst discoveries or inventions that has been done. Signals are killing birds. This is happening. That is happening. Everything is negative in this mobile phone. Nothing is positive. Just remember this thing. I can give you one word and you won't be able to find it out right now if I give you a challenge of 1 minute. It is your mobile phone that is going to save you. You're going to put up in Google that particular word and you will get the meaning of that particular word immediately before your dictionary tells it. Yes or no? You tell me that. You tell me that. Yes or no? Yes? Right? So there is nothing bad. It is not the worst instrument that has been developed. But yes, its usability. You're going to talk about the usability. And that is how you conclude it. You don't conclude it by your way. No, according to me, the conclusion is, I want to give the conclusion, mobile phones are one of the best units that has been ever been developed. This is the best communication device that has ever been developed. And then you move forward. And there are 5 other people who are standing there. They will say that, what is the matter? Because he has concluded, but he has concluded for himself. He has not taken our point that we are still standing against mobile phones. It is the reason of birds getting killed. They have been moving like a movie like robot that has been created. That is not a joke that has been created. Crores and crores of money have been involved into that particular movie for giving this particular message that yes, because of mobile phones is one of the major reasons why birds are getting died. They're getting obsolete from this particular world. Are you getting my point, everyone? Right? This is how you should take up this conclusion. It is everybody's conclusion. It is everybody's conclusion. Okay. Now we will move forward. I hope 1 second. Now, ways to generate ideas. Now, there are sometimes it happens, in that 1 minute we get so much of tense and we get so much of nervous that we don't understand how to generate ideas. So I will give you 3-4 ways of generating ideas in that 1 minute. We'll start from in an anti-chronological order. We'll start from SPELT first, that is social, political, economical, legal, technological. Every general topic will have its effect, So on society, positive, negative, both effect. Mobile phones, let's take it. It has got positive, negative effect on society. It will give you the news, political news, that who is doing good, who is doing bad, what is the latest news, political. It will give you what is happening in the share market, which share is going up, which share is going down, how is the country's economy going to be next 10 years, predictions and everything you get from mobile phone. It gives you all the legal things, Data Protection Act and XYZ things. These all things comes from mobile phone, right? And technology related. It is a technology, the piece of technology, the piece of art, not art, piece of technology, state of art technology. Just imagine this thing. We used to imagine when we were kids, we still remember, I don't remember the name of the Johnny robot or something like that, right? Where they used to use some device which was there on as a smartwatch, and they used to call, and the robot used to start, moving from its place in order to save them, right? So I used to think, can there be a device ever? Because we had rotary phones during that time when we were kids, class 2, class 3, when we were in rotary phones during that time. We have never thought of this particular device. For us, this is the miraculous device. This is the miraculous device. If it is used properly, my dear students, let me tell it to you frankly. My dear friends, if it is used properly, it can just change the entire society. Entire society, it has got so much of power. But the power is not there. Power is here. The usability is here. That is only a piece of technology, state-of-the-art technology, like Burj Khalifa, state-of-the-art technology, mobile phone, state-of-the-art technology. Are you getting my point, everyone? Are you understanding? Are you with me on this particular point? So if in that particular 1 minute, you are just thinking about one social or one positive or negative point of related to society, about the effects of mobile phone on the society, one political, one economical, one legal, or one technological effect, you are ready with 5 points till the GD starts. 5 contribution already ready. Now, why I'm asking you to at least create more than 3 points for yourself in that 1 minute, because many a times there are duplicacy of points. Do you agree, everyone? There are duplicacy of points, and because of the duplicacy of points, what happens basically is that you will say, you won't be able to say, because he has already taken up your points. Now what are you going to say? And while the GD is going on, let me tell it to you frankly speaking, it is very hard to use your brain and generate a new idea, because it is already ongoing. People are discussing. So you have to be ready beforehand. So this SPELT is one of the best, I would say, my suggestion. Other people might be having different opinions about it, but according to me, SPELT is one of the best idea generation technique. And let me tell it to you frankly speaking, SPELT is not only used for idea generation only in GD. It can be used in GI, it can be used in interview, it can be used in many places. The way you like to use it. The same question can be asked during your interview skills, even during the interview. What do you think about mobile phone? Is it good or bad for mankind? You SPELT. Well, let me give you 5 points, and I will prove to you whether it is good or bad for mankind. Because mobile phones are one of the major reasons and contributors to electronic waste. Do you know this thing? Electronic waste, which is one of the major wastes that we need to actually overcome, that we need to actually ask our earth, pray our earth to decompose properly. because we are not able to decompose, because there are wires, there are gold, there are many things, there are silicon, there are many things which are not, there are plastic even, which is undecomposable almost. 500 years, you're going to wait for 500 years for a bottle to get, for a mobile phone to get decomposed. Just imagine this particular thing. You need to use your brain while you're doing it, right? Then like a bottle, right? Bottle of plastic. If I throw this bottle of plastic and try to use it as a landfill, you can say that, sir, yes, sir, it is good. Plastic is not made from Mars. It is made from materials that has been accumulated from this earth, and we are using it for landfilling the earth. So what's bad in that? But we should know that plastic won't consume heat as soil does. So it will reflect the heat and make our atmosphere far more heater. Getting my point, everyone? Can I get some answers? Strong answers? No, strong answer when I say that at least 50 to 60 answers are expected. 50 to 60 answers, yeses are expected, right? Okay, now next type after SPELT is VAP. And I will be focusing today only on these idea generation techniques. Even if you have got any questions, you can ask me after this particular point. One more point I will take. One more point I will take. That is also important. After these three. SPELT is understood by everyone. Everyone has understood the SPELT. Can I get some yeses? Can I get some yeses? Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Please write it down. Please write it down so that you remember. I don't know if there are downloading options or not with you people, but it's better that to write it down, because in the announcement it was told very cautiously. It's been within inverted commas. It has been told that please keep your pen and paper handy along with you, because so that you can use it while you find out any point which is important. And these 3 points are important. VAP, viewpoint of affected parties. Now this is basically related to societal problems. Say for example, dowry or anything else. VAP, viewpoint of affected people. Now you don't know anything about dowry. Who stopped dowry? Who started dowry system in India, and suddenly somebody gave dowry. They can give any topic. We don't know. The company never tells that I'm going to give this topic. Somebody is talking about marketing. Company, you don't know. The mid management does not know that tomorrow the company is going to create water. Day before yesterday, they were creating copies. Now today they have started creating bottles, and now they have started asking the marketing manager, today we're going to have a meeting upon how to market our bottles, right, of water. Now they're perplexed, they're confused. You need to understand this particular thing. So where you need to understand, for a dowry, who are the affected parties? Tell me, is bride an affected party to dowry or not? Yes or no? Just write yes or no in the chat. Yes, wonderful. Is groom an affected party or not? Affected party. Remember this particular thing, what I'm telling you. Don't be over compulsive over here. You need to keep control of your emotions in a GD. I forgot to say that. I want to say it once and for all. Keep it in your mind and lock it at the back of your brain. You need not be emotionally, affected while you're going for a GD, because that is also tested. How does he perform when such kind of thing happens in front of him or her, right? So obviously when bride is a party, then groom is also a party. When bride is a party, then bride's family is also a party. Yes or no? That means groom's party is also a party to it. Yes or no? Everyone? Right? When that is party, then police, then law is also a party, because strict laws are against a dowry system. Then law is under party, that means police is also party. Now you understand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points you are ready. Just saying that who is party to dowry system. Just remember this particular thing. That is known as viewpoint of affected parties. The parties who are affected, what are their viewpoints? You must have heard it in news and these things. This common senses are there already there. The moment you instigate it a little, it will come out. Are you getting my point, everyone? Are you able to understand what is VAP? What is VAP now? VAP, viewpoint of affected parties. Yes. Now we will go for KWA, keyword analysis. Now this keyword analysis is, something which the search engine does. Search engines. Can you name me few search engines on the chat? Few search engines. I'll check your that you are paying focus on what I am trying to explain you or not. Search engines. Yahoo, Opera. Yes, correct. These are search engines. Just Dial is not search engine. Just Dial is basically a directory. There's a difference between search engine and directory. Search engine has got a technology. This technology is known as keyword approach. If you write a paragraph in a search engine, Chrome, let me show it to you on my phone. Just wait. So this is how a search engine is, sorry, because of this left and right lateral inversion happening. This is how a search engine basically looks. If I write a paragraph in this block over here, it will not take every word. It will pick up few. The options according to that. It will give you options according to that. Remember this thing. It will give you options according to that. Many times there are very big topics. Most of the words are, there are few words where if you create a connection, you will create a meaning out of it, and that is known as keyword approach. So for example, I give you a topic, pink pajamas hoisted on Red Fort. Now, if you do a little bit of keyword analysis with it, we'll take pink pajamas. Pink is a color which is associated with girls. Hoisted, Red Fort is a place where we hoist our national flag. So in place of national flag, we are putting pink pajamas, right, on Red Fort. So now we are able to create a story out of it. What we are trying to create a story out of it is female liberalization. When we would stop saying that you are a different gender, I am a different gender, when we will start really talking about equality, that is the talk we all about. Now, if you start thinking like this, pink pajama hoisted on Red Fort, you won't be able to understand anything. On Red Fort, what we have hosted, what in 1 minute, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to get any idea out of it. You're speaking and blabbering something that is of no context to that particular topic. Am I right or wrong? You only tell me. Attendance link, beta, sabke liye alag. Everybody is not getting a different attendance links. Attendance links have been shared by sir over here in the chat. Please go, please, scroll through it. You will find. Anybody who can please share the attendance link once again over here.
Yes, sir. I'll share.
Okay, sir.
The student attendance link and feedback pong link has been shared. Just go through that and fill up the Google form.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir has shared multiple times over here. Asim sir has shared multiple times over here attendance link on the chat. Okay. Now, there are some other idea generation technique even. I will talk about it. Pop beans. Pop beans, please write it down. This is the probably the last point that I'm going to take today, and then we'll go for question answer session. There's a very big, you can have a part 2 of it even if you want. It's a very big, but I'm taking all the major points that are required basically for group discussion. For that you're ready for group discussion. You're ready with every topic. So pop beans is basically P stands for people. If say for example a topic is given like black. Now, black can be associated with a negativity. Most of the times it is called as negativity. It is even called as appetite system. Appetite is where color discrimination is done there, where Europeans say or Americans say or other Western people say that we are white, we are, superior than blacks, browns. So that particular color, this thing is also there. We can talk about that even. So I'm taking the example of black right now, how we are going to use it. So if you use pop beans, P-O-P-B-A-A-N-S, P stands for people, O stands for objects, P stands for again place, B stands for behavior, E stands for event, A stands for actions, N stands for nature, S stands for society. Now for people, all corrupt and dishonest person can be put under this particular category of black. So now you can talk about different kind of people who have, mostly manipulated, who have been dishonest, who Commonwealth games, most of the times we hear about different kind of scams happening in our country, in the world big scams that have happened, right? But let me tell it to you very frankly, speak about the truth that is there in the newspaper, right? Just don't create your own truth, right? That you have to be understanding this particular thing. GD is based on truth. A thing can be sold only by truth. This mobile phone can have rainfalls around you. So if you put it over your head and press this button 5 times, it will do rainfall. This mobile phone cannot be sold like that. So you have to understand, we have to catch the truth. So people means corrupt and dishonest people. Objects means they can be black holes, which are black in color. They can be manipulated balance sheets of companies. You must be knowing about it and you must be very clear about it, right? Balance sheets of these companies have come up. There are people. Why should I name them? You know it. There have been people who have been caught by taking loans from banks who have fled. You can take their example and put it up, right? Then place, historical monuments, graveyards, South and North Pole, where there is so much of land, but people cannot survive. Antarctica, can you survive? Like you're surviving at your home today, can you survive at Antarctica? Tell me yes or no. But there is a lot of land, right? But remember this particular thing, Antarctica is slowly and slowly getting melted. The day it will get fully melted, land won't be 1/4 and sea won't be 3/4. Then the full earth will be made out of water. Yes or no? You have to be very, very, very cautious. So I'm telling you, these things will instigate your brain in order to generate ideas. Behavior, rude or aggressive behavior. You have seen people to be rude and aggressive. You have seen many people, right? See, I'm not over here to tell about anything good or bad about anybody. I've seen many people, this is behavior. I've seen many doctors to be very wonderfully, behave. I've seen many doctors who are, doesn't speak even properly, doesn't want to know even what has happened to me. Similarly, in every case, I've seen many policemen doing the same thing. I've seen the many army men doing the same thing. I've seen many bankers to be doing the same thing. I've seen many teachers to be doing the same thing. I've seen many students to be doing the same thing. For the matter of fact. So you can talk about that behavior thing. You can talk about that attitude thing over there. You can talk about that how negative attitude can bring change in the behavior of a person and can make him a black, something who can stand in the category of black. Right? You need to talk about. There are many events. Now E stands for events. 26/11. It was an event. It was a black day. Right or wrong? You only tell me it was a black day, right? It was a tragic event for the entire country, for the entire world, where we were fighting against something which is unknown even, right? Fire was done to people who were innocent and they were killed. They had no reason, no connection. Then also things like that has happened. That was a tragic moment. Okay, fine. So that was the moment you can talk about this. This kind of moment should not happen in the future, right? Then
Sorry, sir.
comes, yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt. Can we?
Well, this is the last page. This is the last page. This is the last page, sir. Right, sir. Then we have got actions like honor killings happening, caste system. We're getting educated. We are becoming doctors. We are becoming engineers. We are becoming, world's best scientists. We are ISRO being the world's largest or this thing of aerospace engineering, right? We are doing so many things, but still the connection, is still there. Female feticide is happening, negligent behavior. We have heard that in certain suburbs, still the practices are there that the doctor does, even when there is a rule and a law. Right? So these kind of actions can also be taken as black actions. Environmental environment because of the garbage disposal, because of the deforestation, because of all these stuff that we are doing, we are making catastrophic events around it. We are digging entirely. We know what is happening actually as what we call, we have seen it in the movies happening. Till where the earth can be cut and till where we are cutting the mountains in order to get the stones out of it. We know it pretty well. So these are happening. So this will bring some outcome sometimes. And same comes with the society, even decline in the when we were young, we had a subject called moral science. We have been taught how to be moral. Now it is abolished. People in the education sector say that it is not necessary, probably because morals can be learned from the families or XYZ. So this is again negative thing, because morals comes first, ethics comes first, then comes your engineering, and then comes your being a doctor, education of doctor. If I'm a serial killer, if I'm ready to, and I'm a doctor even by profession, if somebody is lying in front of you, I will kill only that person, because my attitude is towards killing, not saving. You need to understand. So that can also be considered and kept under that particular category of black. So that is known as POP beams. These are the 5 major idea generation technique that can be used during the GD in that 1 minute. Whatever is the topic like, whatever you feel, easy, whatever you feel comfortable, you use that particular thing. That's all. So I hope so that everybody have understood what GD is all about, how to do GD, and what is structured and unstructured GD, and how the GD actually happens. Everybody have understood? Can I get some yeses? Thank you very much. And I request everyone to even fill that forms that sir has sent. I think sir is also here. So let me mute. And now sir will speak. Yes. And thank you everyone for being such a nice, audience. Sir will now speak.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I would like to thank Sir Vibhakar Ghosh for giving a valuable time for sharing important knowledge on group discussion and what are its benefits. So, from the Center of Distance Education and Online Education students, I think this session will be really very helpful for the students. I would like to thank Ginny Madam, Senior Director, Center of Distance and Online Education, Manish sir, Additional Director for Center of Distance Education and Online, and Dr. Ajay Bamba sir, my seniors and colleagues, for encouraging us to organize valuable workshop for the students and guest lectures. Center for Distance and Education Online always support and provides different type of guest lectures to the students for their enhancement and to improve their knowledge. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Have a good day ahead, sir. Have a good day ahead, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
everybody.
much. Thank you very much. Good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.